What do you do when you find a property you're so excited about starting a conversation on and you can't get a hold of the owner? You've tried texting them, you've tried calling, the phone numbers are wrong, they're disconnected. Now what do you do? Today we're breaking down how you can start sending direct mail right through your own BatchLeads account and the best way to do it. Check this out. So of course, there's many different ways you can start trying to get in contact with those hard to reach owners. Some people start off with mail, some people do it later, really focusing on that list of people they've tried to contact and they just haven't been able to. So we'll go into a couple setting up steps, how to get your templates ready to go, and the best way to actually send those off to those hard to reach owners. So you're going to start by going to your initials in the top right hand corner of your BatchLeads account. Go to my profile or my workspace to open up your settings, and then go to mail settings. Okay, so we'll start by going to signatures. You have to set this up first. This is just your return address, your phone number, your email, all of the information you want to have in front of who you're trying to reach so they can contact you. So create a signature right here. I'll show you mine. Click edit. Put all of your info down. If you have a logo that you want to appear on the back of your postcards, you can upload that here as well. Maybe include a disclosure agreement, completely up to you, and click save. Once that's done, now you can dive into the templates. There's a lot you can do with these, and it doesn't matter what you're doing in your business, whether you're using BatchLeads as a real estate agent, if you're wholesaling, whatever the case might be, you can almost completely wipe these clean and type out exactly what you want. So keep that in mind when you're looking at the templates, as they're going to have default wording and it might not match up with what you're trying to present to who you're trying to contact. So let's pick one of these and take your time through them, because there's a lot and you can make copies. That's primarily why mine is so full here. And you can do a couple different letters as well, which you can almost also completely wipe. I'm going to go to make a copy of this style number 8 that I have. You can also choose defaults. If you have something like within my account, how I have many options, I could put something kind of more up to the top and make it easier on myself. But you could duplicate something, edit it, or kind of look at that closer. So I'll click the copy button just so I have my default there, and then I can make changes to something or my original, and we'll click the pencil icon to start editing. So in here, if you go to either change the color, you can change that to your liking. You can copy the hex code and make it exactly match the back, which is nice. And then with the wording, you could just completely delete things or make it your own. When you highlight this, you can see that I can change the positioning of the text. I can add a bulleted or numbered list, the font style, the size, the color, you name it. There's also insert fields, which will allow you to insert information or have the system do that work to have the coordinating info like their address, their name. Even if you sent this out to hundreds of people, the system will take care of it because you have insert fields. So I'll show you how to kind of use those. Here you can see by default, the system has mailing first name. I have a cash offer for your property at property full address. That would be where that coordinating info would be matched up for you, or you could send this out to many people and not have to worry about it. Let's say that we go to delete this and change it a little bit and say dear, and you could always change the fonts once again if you don't like it on certain templates available. Dear space insert field. I could do first name here. That would be for the owner that I'm trying to reach at that mailing address. Just watch out for the ones that have signature in parentheses, because that is your info and you don't want to accidentally address yourself like, hey, Landree, on all of your postcards when that's not what you're trying to do. So I'm going to do first name, and here I'll be able to add more. I'm interested in your property at space insert field. I could even just do property address to make it just the street address and make that a little simpler. So keep that in mind. No matter what you're doing in your business, you can completely wipe these and make it your own. And then also with the image source, you will have the option to have Google Street Image, so that when they receive your postcard and they see that in their hands, they'll say, that's my house. You know, that's a picture of my property that they're interested in and reaching out to me about. So it's not going to be this picture that's here on the example template. It's going to be actually a picture of their house if you choose this option of all those coordinating properties. You could do a custom upload, and you could also do a QR code if you want to send people to your website or what have you. But this image source button is kind of small, but you can see that right here. Not all of the templates allow you to have a picture, so just keep that in mind when you're looking at all the different options. Now you'll add your signature, click save, and now you can use it. You could go and add a bunch of different templates so that you can set up a drip campaign, have different ones to follow up, and so on. It's totally up to you. We're going to keep it simple for the sake of this video and keeping it short. But after you finish your templates, the best way to start your campaigns is always going to be through My List. I know it seems obvious to do it through campaigns, but My List gives you the power to list stack, to really hone in on who you're trying to reach out to, so you can tag them so you don't accidentally market to them again in the future, etc. So here, let's say that I have a few vacant properties that are on multiple lists that I've tried contacting and I just haven't been able to get a hold of. I'm going to go to my filter at the top of the screen and list stack. If you want to learn more about list stacking, we have videos here on BatchTV or within our help center, or drop it down in the comments if there is anything that you'd like to see here on BatchTV, things you want to learn and get better at as well. But list stacking is essentially where the system will never allow you to save duplicate addresses, but it will allow you to save addresses to multiple places. So if you're out in Phoenix and you're pulling a bunch of different lists like pre-foreclosure, tax default, vacants, etc., and let's say 123 Main Street keeps coming up under those pieces of criteria and you're saving it with really not even knowing that they're on those different lists, now you found somebody that is way more motivated because of all of the criteria they fall under, which is just so awesome. So if your data is organized, all you have to do is go and move your list or tag count bar, depending on how you save your data. For me, my lists are like my main categories. You can see this is what it's going to cross-reference and go through all of my data to see, in this scenario, if there's properties on 3 or more of those lists. Apply the filter, and instead of looking at my 40,000 plus properties, I now narrowed that down to 785. So much better. So let's say that we are wanting to maybe narrow it down a little bit more, these vacants here. In this scenario, we're saying maybe this first page, I just recently tried to text them, I'd called them at no avail, nobody answered, that I wasn't able to contact anybody, and these are the people I want to put into my campaign. All you have to do after filtering those out, click select in the top left-hand corner, select all, visible, or a custom number. I'll just do visible this first page. Click actions, and then put it down into a campaign. Now, before you do that, just a key tip here is to go and tag it or put it into a list first, making note that you are about to put them into a campaign. It is a game changer, it's a time saver, and so that you're not sending a piece of mail to people over and over again on accident. So I'm going to click tags and add it to a tag first. Basically, there's a way you can filter out and exclude people under a certain tag or list. You'll thank yourself later by just making a simple note. So I already have an existing tag, direct mail, I'm going to place here, but you could create one too if you've never done this before, and I encourage you to try it. So I'll click Save Changes, and now I'll start my campaign. So click on Actions again, put it into a direct mail campaign, name your campaign. So let's just do vacants for this. You can remove duplicate mailing addresses so you're not sending multiple pieces to the same people or same addresses. Click the blue arrow, and this is where you can set up a drip if you wanted to. Day 1, add new mailer. Maybe I would do this day 14 in 2 weeks and another one in 2 more weeks, and so on. Everybody does this differently. It'll be trial and error, especially if you don't have a system for mail. Some people, once again, start off with mail or do this a little bit more nitty-gritty, and you'll play around with it to find your flow and what works and what responses you get with what you try. Now, let's say for day 1, we grab that postcard I created. So grab your template, and then grab it for whatever other week you have set up if you're going to be doing multiple, and click the blue arrow to move forward. It'll give you your estimated cost down here broken down. Make sure you verify that you're ready for this to be sent out and you've made sure that all of your info is entered correctly on your signature, etc., and create the campaign. Last but not least, make sure that you go to the mail campaign at some point and view it. Click on the 3 dots next to it and look at the stats. You can eventually see where it's being distributed, see if anything's being returned to you, and it will break that down after that finishes loading and you have access to this within your account. So if you haven't tried sending direct mail yet, whether that's postcards or letters, give it a try and let us know how it goes. If you liked this video, click the thumbs up icon, subscribe to our channel, and check out the description so you can join the community where you can connect with amazing people. You can send me a chat where I can help you with things in your BatchLeads or BatchDialer account, and leave us a comment down below so we can keep creating you great educational content for free.